All right, guys, we'll open it up for questions for Coach real quick. Anybody?
Oh, it's not the way you wanted to finish this game, but with the way that y'all were playing in that second quarter, did you feel like your team was able to kind of make that first punt?
Gary, real quick, sorry, Kyle. Get recording permission, please.
Yeah, I already gave it to you.
I don't have it. I'm sorry.
All right, you're good.
Thank you. Sorry, Coach.
Sorry, Coach. Just essentially to make a long question short, just did you feel like the team came out with energy in that second quarter to help you build that double-digit lead?
Yeah, I did. I thought that our kids adjusted well and they kept battling. We knew this was going to be a tough game and a tough 4 quarters. And I thought in the second quarter we really pounded it and played tough and played together. It was a lot better outcome than the first, obviously, the way we started it.
With Lauren Hurd, what were you able to do in those first 2 quarters that limited her to 4 points? And I guess how did she get loose in those last 2 quarters?
Well, I think they had some other kids step up. I think we were trying to defend her and try to really keep her from having the basketball. And the other kids weren't hitting shots as much. I think they started the game 0-8 from the 3-point line, which certainly helped our defense. But then in the second half, Holmes and I believe I can't think of her name. Barry. Yeah, Holmes and Barry, they knocked down a couple of threes and it made us have to loosen up. And therefore we had to kind of pick them up man and go some one-on-one with Lauren Hurd. And that's difficult to do. She's a really good player.
Last one from me, Coach. With the way it was going so back and forth, did you feel like there was a play that may have kind of turned the table, so to speak, in a 2-to-1 possession game later on in that game where it was down the stretch and y'all were trying to fight and push away?
Yeah, well, I think definitely when they took the lead, I mean, that was tough. Or even when they tied it, we came out of the timeout and executed and showed a lot of poise, I thought, at that point. But then there were some back-to-back breakdowns on offense and, tough shots. I mean, we got some really good looks and then just rimmed out on us multiple times. And that's really disheartening for our kids because they were doing a good job of trying to execute. And we just couldn't get the ball to go in the basket and they were, so it kind of stretched that lead a little.
Coach, just in terms of what led to the lack of free throws from your side today with only 7?
Good question. I'm not even going to go into that, but good question.
Obviously, it was close, mostly throughout the game. And then in that fourth quarter, they outscored you guys by 13 points. What did they sort of do differently? Obviously, some players started to get a little hotter there in the second half. But what did they do so much differently in that fourth quarter to sort of, inch away with the game?
Well, they knocked down a couple, like I said, some other players knocked down some threes. And we couldn't, keep up with it. We were having to really work for our possessions on offense. And like I said, we were getting good looks. They weren't going down. And so, it just separated a little bit.
Anything else for Coach?
Coach, I know you said this is your 3rd game, I believe, in 6 days. Did you see any kind of fatigue from your team, or do you think it was just really that fourth quarter and just getting?
No, I think definitely fatigue played a factor, but it's also TCU's 3rd game in 6 days. So, I think the fatigue that's why it was pretty ugly, I think, for 3 quarters. It was really ugly to be, we were really having to battle. And the fact that it was so physical, I think that really played a toll on it as well.
And then what ways, obviously not the outcome you wanted, but in what ways do you feel like your team got better today?
Well, I mean, I don't even know that I can answer that because, I'm going to have to take, that's why I just told the team, I'm going to have to take, 24 hours to decompress and try to go back and watch the film and figure out, what we did well. I did think that Deja Powell came in and gave us some quality minutes and gave us an inside presence that we were needing to try to loosen some things up. So that's definitely a positive to see her growth and to just see her be patient with the rotation the past couple of games. And when she got her opportunity, I thought she really stepped up and did a nice job.
Coach, when you're taking steps forward game by game and you guys were really building some momentum, how do you not let an ugly game that ends up in a loss halt that?
Well, I mean, we got to be mature. We got to have a lot of competitive spirit about us, and we have to not be satisfied with just, like I said, beating Texas and winning at Kansas. I mean, this was a game that got away from us, and we need to, we had every opportunity to get the W here, and it certainly would have helped our momentum and helped us going into the rest of the conference play. But the Big 12 is a huge grind. It's very, very difficult to win on the road. It's very difficult to win, period. We've just got to pick ourselves back up, figure out how we can attack better and continue to stay together and keep fighting.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.